Yeah. Again, thank you everybody for coming to this. I know it's like it's pretty late for some folks. I just thought I had a good amount of interest expressed that people wanted to learn how to take pictures, and this is something that I've really put a lot of my focus and time into over the years. And I can always get better, and there's always people who know more than me. So feel free if you have a better technique or method or an alternate one, put it in the chat, or you can speak up when I'm doing it. Because yeah, we all have different methods, and I know there's quite a few really awesome picture takers in this workshop. So yeah.
No, I mean I'm experienced, but again, as you said, we all know different techniques,
Yeah.
so just by presenting the material, the way that you do it is unique. So even experienced picture takers might pick something up.
Yeah, and that's what I hope people will come away from with this workshop, is just learning something new, and myself included, if anybody has wisdom to impart
Yeah.
Even
on.
Kat was saying she was looking forward to watching the video so she could learn stuff, and she takes pictures all the time.
Yeah.
Like me, I have actively avoided Photoshop or any type of photo editing as much as possible.
And that's valid. Like, you can take your pictures like in game and not have to edit them.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm kind of like, hey
No,
guys.
that's why I'm
So
thankful for this, because I don't want to like research it or anything. I just want someone to tell me, you know?
yeah, yeah. I put out a tutorial about 5 years ago. It was like 2018. I put out a tutorial on how to take pictures. It was on my YouTube channel, and I like, that was back when, before Lemaire had the Shift Everything mod, and I'm like, hey, use OMSPs. But you don't need really the shiftable OMSPs anymore if you get the Lemaire Shift Anything mod, which is linked in that document. It works well. You just put Sims on a regular walkthrough block usually, and you can shift that instead of different.
Oh yeah, I love that mod.
Yeah.
It's like a
All right.
godsend.
Yes, it is. All right. So first of all, if you're gonna do preview pictures, I think I'll do this first because I know Miffy is Miffy here. Let me look. Miffy is not.
Don't
This is being recorded, so
see her.
um,
Hey, who just joined us? Hello, Julie. Hello, Ben and Orchid.
yes. Hello, welcome. Um, so I don't have that lot that I suggested to download. Usually when I go take pictures, I'm just like, okay, what sim do I want to model? So I'll go in and let's go into the factories here. I'll have them go model something. And if my game crashes, I apologize because it does like crash. It's it's my game's fatal flaw here. And it likes to pink flash too, so if you see that, don't get a knee jerk reaction and be like, close it, because I have ways to try to make the pink flashing go away while I'm in game.
Yeah, I have been fortunate for the most part since I got this new rig. I avoided the pink flashes, but then I have one neighborhood that had like 30 lots on it, and it started giving me grief.
Dang. That's unfortunate. Pink flashing is like, I've kind of
That's just
accepted
weak
it.
because you spend so much time on your lots, you spend so much time on your
Yeah,
hood deco, and then it just betrays you.
it does. Oh gosh, there was a time I was trying to do a group photo in front of a bonfire because I was like doing a summer camp playthrough, and I'm like, oh yeah, picture for the memories. And I had everybody perfectly posed, and I hit a button and suddenly everything went pink. And I was like,
Oh no!
I had this minor like time of just flipping out, and then eventually I like got it to go away. I was very lucky. Okay, so I'm gonna put move objects on and just that. Okay, so basics, right? feats that you want to do when you're doing these kind of posing is move objects on. It will allow you to, puppeteer your Sims and just move them anywhere without, flashing red. Like, no, you can't do that. You're not allowed. The next one you want to do, and I always think it's very handy. I don't know why I'm deleting puddles. Who cares? Is snap objects to grid false. Currently, I have this in my user startup cheat file, and I have an alias on it. So I only have to put snap on to slide them around the grid, right? And so, like, this is good for, like, if you're doing Sims that are posing close together, they have their bubbles, they'll start snapping, and it's, like, unfortunate. So that
Question.
Yes?
Do you use Cindy's user startup cheat?
I don't believe I do, no.
Okay, it's your own custom thing.
Yeah, it's my custom thing.
Okay.
So I have 45-degree angles turned on, and that's in the document. So with that enabled, what you can do is when you use the carets or the less than greater than, you can move them at a 45-degree angle, which is important for some post boxes. Some post boxes require that. Let's see. So we got snap grid. Although we're gonna
not if they're made correctly. And that's what my workshop is going to be about.
Yeah. So there's a lot of pose boxes out there. Like I've made my own pose boxes, but not with couples. So that's why I'm going to attend your workshop on that because I'm very curious on how that's done. But
hey, sorry. And the comments, Fia is saying, I've gotten pink flashing after 15 minutes of playing, and I can go several hours without getting it. It's pretty random.
Yeah, it's so random. So this thing here is a walkthrough block. This is something I linked in that document called the walkthrough block. It's handy because with this now they don't care about their bubbles. They can just stand in each other for all they care. Very nice, and it comes with a invisible recolor. So if you're like taking pictures of their feet, you don't have to get that in there. There's also a mod I didn't link. It's called like the OMSP like. It makes it in every OMSP invisible, and that's good for like decorating, but you don't need it. You could just recolor it. It costs 15 simoleons, but my method when I take if I go in to take like story pictures or preview pictures, I go in, take my pictures, and I leave without saving. So like all the pose boxes I drag out, all the like weird set stuff I do, like that all wipes clean afterwards. So here I'm gonna have her model something here. Maybe just like let's pretend these clothes are something I made. I didn't. They're Max's. So that
Sorry, got another comment. It says Nikki says I've forgotten only because it's been in my user startup cheat file forever. Oh, I'm sorry. This was in regards to the bull prop. Allow 45 degree of rotation. True. And then also from Nikki, now I just press Control F and it does it for me.
Control F for the 45-degree angle? Interesting.
I think it's
because I know quarter tile
shortcut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can put like whatever you want in there to. I don't know what the Control F like you would need to do, but that's interesting. I know Control F does quarter tile, turns that on and off if you have that in there. And I know there is a way to just make quarter tile work like right off. I don't have a link to that, and I don't have it applied.
They're both.
Added to the users.
Yeah, that's on me.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was on me. They're both in there. I've literally forgotten what both of them are because they're always enabled.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You can tell I was here because I have this Decker gal talk hack like just sitting out in the yard. But so I don't know why.
I have that one, but it works as an overlay, so you can apply more than one to the same sim. Oh, and in the comments, Van and Orchid says Control F is quarter tile.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know that activates quarter tile. And so like in my game, I have quarter tile as court on, and then I do Control F. But again, I know there's a way to just have it activate automatically. So I'm gonna go.
I use Cindy startup cheats and What is it? The shortcut is QTON and then QTOFF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Grin says, "I'll be dipped in dog poop." I didn't know that.
Which one?
For the Control F for quarter tile placement.
Yeah, you have to put in the cheat first. And this is what I forgot to do. So I don't like
that Control F toggles it on and off.
I didn't accidentally, I did it on purpose. I put testing cheats enabled in my user startup, but I don't necessarily like to have that on. And I haven't taken it out yet. I did it for some troubleshooting, so I'm going to turn that off because lately when I've been snap resetting, an error pops up, and I just don't want to see those, so I just turned it off. So right now she's on this green screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pose her. There's a lot of different pose boxes out there. I have.
Some of them were even correctly made.
A lot of them are incorrectly made. I make them work for me because I just am too lazy to go in to fix them. But let's see. I'm gonna go find a nice solo pose box for modeling. Here's one by, who was that? Ursel.
It looks almost like one of Cleara's.
It kind of does look like Cleara's, and then yeah, like there. That's a model pose, right? So let's say you want to take a picture and have it like a preview picture, and maybe you don't want to use. So if you don't want to use any mods, the way to do it really is to build a wall like this, and then put like a solid color wallpaper on it, and maybe make a box with a roof so it doesn't have like gradient lighting. But this item is just so good because this is how you can extract sims and objects out of the game and put them on just like whatever background you want. So right now, tab mode gets you into the cameraman mode, and you have like free reign, right? W goes forward, S goes back, A goes left, D goes right, and same with the actual arrow keys if you want to use those. So these are the arrow keys, and these are like AWSD. And you can also raise the camera with E if you want to like do downward shot, and you can lower the camera with a Q. And if you have camera mods, this goes even lower. It's good like if you like really wanted to like look up her nose, right? You put her on like a platform or something. I'm gonna put her on like another floor here. I'll show you what I mean. So if we go back,
my camera goes like way below the ground.
Yeah, because like she's on the second floor, right? We're like looking up her nostrils now. By the way, you see in the background. Ooh, come back. So where am I? Your up page, right? Your up page up. If you have an extended keyboard, your up page will, while you're in cameraman mode, it will go up the levels, right? So this is good. So like if you have somebody in the background and the house walls are down, you can use home to put up the walls all the way up to the roof, and you can use page up like if she was in front of her house, right? Down here, all the way down here. And also if you're in build mode, you have grids, you can just hit R to get rid of the grids before you go into camera mode. That's the design tool. It gets rid of grid. So if you don't want the grid there. But like see how like the walls are down? So home puts the walls up, and then page up puts all the levels up, right? And then minus, you can just zoom out. It kind of fisheyes, but you can zoom all the way out there. I don't think they have a roof. I think they have a flat top. That's why you can't see the roof.
It hits a certain point and it fisheye. But do you have the roofs toggled? That's the question.
So I don't think it has a roof. It has
flat tiles, but if you're on the inside, if you toggle you can toggle the ceiling on and off.
Yeah. So like right here.
Yeah, that's
stupid popcorn ceiling. Yeah, if you have that, That setting, by the way, is right over here. Toggle ceiling. Right under the down a floor. See, I didn't get rid of the grids
Did you
there.
use nope keys, no red lines on pause?
I do, and that's another mod that I have recommended in the document. I don't have red pause lines. I don't use plumb bobs. I just think it's cleaner for pictures. Some people may like that and may like the extra kind of artifacts of their sims, like thinking about certain topics or stuff in their pictures. But I have it turned off, and I didn't put that cheat in my document. I apologize. That cheat is show headlines off. So that won't little pop-ups in the corner, like if they're trying to like go to school or something in live mode, that'll get rid of those, and usually thought bubbles too. But yeah, so what else is in here? If you want to zoom in, the plus zooms in, gives you tight shots. As I said, minus goes out. There, and doing page up got me to the top there, so I don't know, you can see all their plants. But yeah, so these are like the tips and tricks and keyboard shortcuts that are like useful for setting up your angles. Speaking of angles, I'm gonna go grab her and put her back on here before I got distracted by those basics. So, for this technique I was trying to do before, you can set camera angles in The Sims by hitting control, like angling, like get your picture in frame the way you want it. Like this is fine. This is a straight shot, and then hit control and any number between 4 and 9. Right. So I'm gonna do control 4 here. So like when I go out, if I need to go change her outfit, or I don't like something I see in the background, when I go back into tab and I hit 4, it's going to slide right back where I set that camera angle. And this is important for this technique because what we're going to do is going to take a picture. By the way I take pictures is I have my Sims 2 EXE connected to my Steam library, and Steam has an overlay so I can take screenshots with it. I have a number of programs listed in that document of how you can take screenshots. You can take it through NVIDIA GeForce if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. If you're on a Windows 10 or 11, maybe even 8, you can do a Microsoft Game Bar by pulling up Windows G, which I don't know if you'll see it if I do it, but it looks like that. I don't know if you see it because it's an overlay, but there's a camera in the top left, so you can take pictures that way if you want.
Hey, I was going to say it's important 5 to 9 on the keyboard, not on the number pad.
4 to 9 on the on the top.
On the actual keyboard, because the ones on the number pad don't work.
Oh, I guess I've never actually tried on the number pad. That's a good hot tip. My like number pad's like way over on the side, so I'm not like really over there.
Yeah. I don't use it much, but I just so that
that's a good
people who are picking
point.
this up for the first time aren't confused. It's on the keyboard.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And my photo taking program of choice is Fraps because it's semi-automatic.
So I do have Fraps listed in there. I've never used that myself because I don't want to have to download like another program to run or have it. I mean, I guess I use the built-in stuff, like not like the in-game built-in stuff, but just other stuff.
Yeah, NVIDIA or Windows.
Yeah, since I already have it, I might as well use it. The quality still, it gets the whole screen. So again, I just took a picture of her in this camera angle. And now I'm going to change this to black, like that. Tab and go.
Sorry, in the comments, G Phoenix says, it's a shame it's only 4 to 9. Most times I need way more than that to take my pics.
I agree.
Mostly when I'm making those extra large shots.
No, yeah, I agree. I wish it was more. I was trying to do a video because you can do this when you film too, like just like
Yeah.
and if you have like a special like fluid camera, like your first person camera, if you exchange that out, I was trying to do like shots to like to do like a tour, and I ran out, and so I had to like I don't know. It was just it would be nice. I agree with G Phoenix on that.
Okay, in the
So
comments, Digi says I use Gadwin for screenshotting. Julie also says I use Gadwin.
yes, Gadwin. I know some people who use Gadwin, and I put that in my document too as a means of taking screenshots. Like Gadwin, Fraps, Greenshot. Those are all like third party programs you can download. I know that and I didn't know this because I don't use RPC Launcher. I know a lot of people do. I got this hot tip from Lord Crumps, but uh, there's a way with just print. If you use print screen with RPC Launcher, it saves the high quality screenshots to a folder somewhere. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I didn't realize that, but so I put that like info as well under like screenshot stuff. Did I take a
Awesome.
picture of
Yeah,
this?
I will have to have a look at the document when we're all done here because that's a neat tip.
That yeah,
And
that's a
then
game changer. So I'm gonna take a
Barbecue
picture.
says I used to use Gadwin, but now I use a program called Lightscreen. Nikki says yes, that's what I use. Win plus print screen. I guess she's referring to the RPC launcher. And Julie says Fraps is not upgraded for Windows 10 11.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's not supported, but that's not necessarily true. I have Win 10 and I use Fraps with no issues.
Maybe like an older version of Fraps would work because I think I was talking to Sullivan Sims because I know I know she takes a lot of pictures, and I was talking to her before this, and she said she uses Fraps, like an old version of it. And I think maybe that's how you get around that. Anyway, to summarize this technique I've been trying to do.
Sorry.
Well, we've been talking about
got a lot of comments.
Yeah,
I'm trying to have a conversation, and the comments keep popping up.
So this background thing.
Thea says I haven't had any problems with it. Venom Orchid says Fraps in Win 10. And Thimble Sim says me too. It works fine. So I guess a lot of people use Fraps with no issues.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. As long as like you have a way to do it. That's good for it.
Yeah.
So back to in summary, get the big white background, set a camera angle, take a picture, get out of tab mode, change it to black, go back into tab mode, hit your camera angle that you saved, take a picture, right? We're just gonna quit out, and I'm gonna show you what this does. No, I'm not saving.
So you already set the angle and took a capture of that.
The one with the black and the white. Yeah, the black and the white background.
Okay. And Julie says, I struggled to get Fraps working, which is why I switched to Gadwin.
Oh, never mind. What I just said was a lie. Sullivan Sim uses Gadwin, not Fraps. I don't use these programs, so I'm kind of getting like confused in my head between them.
I might have to check out Gadwin.
Okay.
This is you just alt print screen, and if you're using RPC launcher, it stores it.
Yeah, I guess there's a folder that stores it. I had more info. I can get more info from Lord Crumbs because I know that he was the one who told me about that. All right, so you got the black and the white background, basically the same thing. And so there's a TXT in that zip for that photo booth that is the instructions on how to do this. But basically, you just take one, do a Control A for it selects all, and copy it, and do a Control V. So you have these two layers like that.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt again. Julie says I struggle to get Fraps working, which is why I switched to Gadwin. Barbecue says I had issues with Gadwin on multiple monitors, but that may have been not. I'm sorry, but that may have been me not being tech savvy.
Okay, so it seems like it has like mileage may vary for some of these, and again,
Yeah.
that's not why that's like kind of why I avoided using third-party programs because I don't know which one really works, and I already have some of these in my computer, but I know other people like to use them, so that's why I put them in the document.
Okay, and Grin says, if you have any good screen shooting program you recommend, please be sure to link it in the tool shed.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices somebody can use to take their pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, anything's better than the damn the C button. Like even if
So the Maxis camera settings are just horrible.
yeah, they're not that good.
Like even if you maximize it and set it to the highest quality.
It's still choppy. There's definitely better ways to capture it. High quality screenshots. All right, so I've copied the layers onto each other, and Photoshop is similar to GIMP. It's like a free photo editing, so you can you could do this in GIMP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a difference blending layer right here, like this drop down in the layers panel. And so it looks like, oh, she's like a silhouette all of a sudden. Great. That's what it's supposed to do. And then I'm going to go to color range. I'm not sure what the option is in GIMP. They might have something similar. Let me just change this. I was going to change that to black and white. Foreground color, black. Color range, and I'm just going to click on the white here. And you see how it selects that. Right now it's copying, even though this is a difference, it's copying the actual form. So I'm gonna paste, although it looks like it kind of got ghosty. And I've been having trouble with this on my new Photoshop. I don't know what I've been doing wrong, and I end up like fiddling with it until I get it right. But like that's the basic idea of how to like get this. It usually ideally it would be solid. I just have to figure out my settings. And this is
Right.
the technical difficulty of this workshop rising its ugly head.
Can you run through that one more time? I mean, I'm really basic. I usually do like a magic wand tool.
Okay. No. Okay. So I'm just gonna delete this because it's useless. So I opened both the black and the white screenshots.
You just stack them.
Yeah. So then I copied. I didn't do a place or embed. I just open them. I open both of them, select all on one, and then paste it on the other. So they're stacked. I'm gonna delete the one. And then on the upper one, and it doesn't matter if it's the black on the white or the white on the black, as long as the top one you have a difference blending layer, right?
You the actual layer. You don't add anything on top of it. You change that one to a difference.
That's correct.
And then you're doing what you call it, a color select or a
Color range. I'm gonna do. Let's see. I can't remember.
oh, and then you just use that layer to knock out.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So there. So that's selected. I'm just gonna do a copy and a paste. So now, ooh, there. Now she's solid. She's solid. So now, yeah. So if I take away the black and the white, she's extracted, and now I can put whatever. Right? I can crop it because I have the Discord people. But yeah, I can put whatever a background I want, and that could be like you could just do a solid background if you want previews. So I'm just gonna make a new layer, tuck it up under there, do like a peachy with a. That's not what I want. Gradient paint bucket like that, right? And so yeah, she's like on this just flat background. If I wanted to do like if you were doing a story, right, and you wanted it to be like in some kind of background, what I could do is find like one of my city backgrounds. might look. This angle is weird, right? But the concept's here. And it pastes
Yeah, if you're
that.
making like a title card or something.
Yeah, this could be like series in the city. Just move her around like that. And what's great about this is the background's a separate layer. You can go in and blur that. Like, that didn't blur.
Yeah, like a motion blur or radial or something.
Yeah, just if you want, a blur, and you can do like
the comments. Sorry, the comments Pia says, "Oh wow, I never thought of doing it that way." And then she says, "I usually just select a sim and do refine edge, and then I end up having to paint a layer mask."
Yeah,
and I feel like a dummy now. And that's a lot of unnecessary work.
It does. This will save you so much time, Fia. Like, it's pretty amazing. Because of that color range select, it's really, really good for like wispy hair. It gets like all the wispy hairs.
And that's what I have an issue with just the magic wand tool.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nikki.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I have like 1,000 of those backgrounds. If I knew all I needed was a white and a black one.
Oh yeah, the white and the black. It's so simple. It's so.
That's awesome.
It's like, it changed my life, and I just gotta thank Summer Choi for passing this knowledge along to me, because I was.
Great. Yeah.
And her pictures are beautiful. Like, she puts like 110% way more effort than I even do into my pictures, and I'm pretty anal about it. So yeah. Back to this. So like, yeah. So you can do that. If you want to like add a shadow, like a way you can do that just to make it like pop out more is we're just gonna copy the layer. This is going kind of into Photoshop magic. I'm just gonna duplicate the layer, and I'm gonna select the one behind it and do a fill of black. So if I take off the top layer, just like that, and then I'm gonna do a Gaussian blur. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. You can make it as blurry or not as you want it, and then take the opacity down, and then offset it.
Shadow effect.
Yeah, you can do offset. Just move it, with arrow keys. Have it selected, and then take the opacity down for like soft, as hard or as soft as you want it, and then voila, she's popping off the screen. And then add your text, add whatever, like this is a necklace preview or this is an outfit preview, whatever you want. It's great. Sorry, I had to go heart that Summer Choi comment.
Hey, so a quick question. Hopefully I don't derail you. I have seen in some people's previews they put like a white outline around like their item. So in this case it would be a sim.
So we're going to do this again. We're going to duplicate. And we're going to fill it with white. In edit, fill, we can do white, or any, if you have a foreground color or a specific color you want. A good thing to note is on these, you want preserve transparency checked. Otherwise, it's gonna fill the whole screen. So if you did that and you're like, whoa, just go back and do preserve transparency. All right, so we have that. We're gonna tuck that under, and you're like, she needs a white outline. I think it's Alt. My keyboard's kind of weird. We're gonna do a Control T, which is transform. So this is selecting the white layer behind her, and this transform allows you to, do this kind of thing, transform it. But since we want to do an outline, what I'm going to do is a Alt. Alt does it like it grows in. It grows in.
Oh, who joined us?
Okay, it's just like finagling it to.
Yeah.
That's easy. Why do I think everything's complicated when it comes to Photoshop?
I don't know. There's like magic ways. There may be another way to do it, but that's how I do it.
You can do it with a stroke layer too.
Oh, like, yeah. Here, thanks, Julie. Let's try that. That's not the way I usually do it, but So this is her. Double click. It brings up layer styles. Here, oh yeah. Here it goes. Here's a stroke. And we'll do white. This is probably easier. And we want an outside, probably a normal opacity.
Yeah, but
there you go. That's actually
the blur layer behind. You can transform the shape, whereas with the stroke is kind of limited to just the outline.
Yeah. But that's what I've seen. Like people putting like an outline. I think it just makes it
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do. So yeah, you're welcome. And you don't want it, you just uncheck it. Oh. Isn't that cool?
And in the comments, Julie says, I do that with black or white boards, and FurbyQ says, yeah, I use the stroke layer method.
Yeah, that's actually really easy. I never thought of that. I don't do a lot of previews myself because I don't create a lot of like I do like art recolors and lot builds, so I'm not usually displaying objects. If I was ever going to do something fancy, actually I did it on, let me go to my Tumblr. I kind of did it.
Yeah, I do a lot of body shop content, so
on this picture
I use a lot of these, or
kind of, yeah,
these techniques like or similar techniques to take my preview pics.
Yeah, like there's a lot you can do to make your stuff pop. Like this was a story title card. It's like low res because I don't know, just it wasn't that big. But I did that for all, like I did that extraction with all these characters and did it. So it was a very multi-layered Photoshop thing. But yeah, it turned out pretty good.
That's a cool pic.
Thank you. All right, now maybe, is there any questions people have about preview pictures? Because I want to go back in the game and I'll show you like more about posing, like how to get your characters like looking at each other, getting the right emotion. A lot of people indicated they're interested in story pictures, which that's what I usually do when I take pictures.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, do some story pics.
Okay, so I'm not going to save that.
That's a whole different technique.
Yes, it's more time consuming, I would say. Let me kind of go back in there here.
Goodness, I don't remember if you recall or not, but when I did Merry Minstrels, which one was it? 3? The one with the it was orchestra? Like a modern orchestra type thing. There were, I think, 40 Sims in that pic, and it took me 2.5 hours to set up.
I have no doubt. Because I remember you doing that. Because there's a part in my story I have yet to write, 5 years on, that involves an orchestra, and so I have that sitting in my downloads for that time. That time I need to execute the orchestra scene, and I have no doubt it's going to take me more probably than 2 hours to set up.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Yeah,
but compose each sim individually.
You need the freezer clock. Just freeze everything.
Yes, I will go over the freezer clock. I have a modified version. I modified myself because the one from Mod the Sims doesn't work on visiting Sims, which I like. And I guess it depends on your method, right? Of how you get Sims that don't live in the lot. Like you just want to teleport Sims in and use them. They're considered visitors by the game. Like I do it with Sim Blender. So I use like a mix of Sim Blender and the freezer clock. I modified my freezer clock so it works on visiting Sims because I know when I tried the one from Mod the Sims, it didn't work. So I couldn't freeze visiting quote unquote Sims that were made selectable with Sim Blender. I know there's probably a way around it. Like maybe if you use Sim Manipulator, maybe it works better, or whatever other kind of mods that you can make any kind of Sim selectable.
Oh, Julie in the comments is saying, if you're not a fan of pose boxes, who's not a fan of pose boxes? You can always use Squidges, Hula, and more mod full of Maxis poses. It's on InSim.
Yeah, and that's true too. There's been times I just use regular Maxis actions and poses. Like I'll have my sim like fall down and then freeze them.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a fall down pose that I liked. So I'll use stuff like that.
Yeah, I use hula and more sometimes on my preview pics.
And that's a good tip, Julie. I didn't know about that. For the Maxis poses, I have some of JD's boxes, which
Those are awesome.
Cover elite. And actually, I just used it last night. I was like, there's this guy looking around a room, and I used the open for business like customer browser action for that. It works. I don't need like an actual like pose, like custom pose for that. It like the game has that action that I needed. All right, what kind of story pose do I want? I'm almost afraid to go to the community college because I'm afraid my game will crash. We'll try it. I'm gonna lower my texture just in case it freaks out and we get pink flashing. My game likes to do that.
Oh, are there a lot of objects on that lot, or high quality objects on the lot?
It's actually mostly Maxis stuff, but it's a big lot, and I just, like your game almost has like a character of its own when you play it long enough. And I know my game gets petty, and I feel like it's like if you're loading this in on a high texture, I'm gonna flash pink on a big lot, even though it doesn't have that much on it.
Yeah.
So I tend to go to medium, and then if I know I'm gonna take pictures, I'll put it into high once I get in the lot, and then it's more smooth sailing for my game personally.
Yeah, that makes sense. We have a comment from Spacey Physicist. She says, pose boxes are a tool. I love pose boxes, and I love not pose boxes. It's all about using the right tool for the job.
It's very poignant. Like it is just about what you know, and what you try. So like the thing I like about pose boxes is a lot of them I can mix in, not just overlays, but there's some poses where you can combine. Oh, hey, Kat, I'm glad you could join. We went over how to extract like sims or objects using the what is it, the background, the white screen, black screen, and then doing a method in Photoshop to extract it so you can put whatever background behind your object or sim you want. Good for previews. It's actually good for storytelling. I'll pull up a picture here later where I basically made a bust. Oh, it's pink. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's red. That's serious.
The red is a whole different. The red is your actual graphics card, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's a party.
So I just put in a use shaders mod, which can mitigate pink, but not everything's not pink. Usually, what I do in this case is I'll just exit and not save. And sometimes I go back in and it's fine, and I'm just like, what was your problem? I don't know. Maybe we'll stay away from the community college then if it's gonna be acting up like this.
Yeah. Oh, Kat. The other half of the workshop was more detailed toward preview pics, like if you make a lot of body shop content or just pose your sims for title cards or whatever. And now what we're looking at is more story related poses.
I am going to touch on something because I know that Nikki asked about it, like hood photos, because I do a lot of hood photos. So there is a mod in that document by Ja, which is no plumb bobs. So first of all, I do have sims living here, but I don't have plumb bobs enabled, so I kind of have to remember where they live and who lives where. But otherwise, and it's like winter. Why is it winter? Probably because the last time I played, somebody was in the winter.
I wish I could make cities like that without the flashing pink.
Oh yeah, you get that. I get that sometimes when I've like been in a lot too long and I come back out and things are flashing pink. I'm like, what up? So night pictures. Night in winter looks kind of gnarly. I'm gonna go into somebody's house and get a different thing here. A different season. Look, they're pink, but I don't care. I don't ever go by this thing. I'm just like, okay, you're having a tough day, preview pick. I'm not going to worry about you.
But it's never accurate, because I change their clothes constantly, so they'll be wearing in the preview pick. They'll be wearing clothes from like 4 photo shoots ago.
Yeah. We just use them for their season.
Okay. Oh, so you don't get the
snow. I just didn't.
Blue.
Yeah, I just didn't think the snow was that. Now, oh, I do have the snow. That's sad.
No, you went in the lot, but you didn't say.
I went. Oh, do I have to go into a summer to actually get rid of the snow?
Yeah, you would have to go into live mode, I think, and then save the game.
Oh, well.
I think.
Let's try that. We're gonna learn this together. If this is how you do that.
She has to save, or it won't update.
Okay, thank you. I thought just going in, like, hey, it's spring. Okay, bye. Nope, that didn't work. Now my game's probably gonna crash. It's like, why you keep going in and out here? So, play. Oh, hey there, it's spring. Save. Thank you. All right, back to the subject at hand, hood view. Basically, it's the same camera mode techniques you can do. Go into tab.
That looks dope.
Thank you.
I wish my cities looked that good without the flashing purple. I try to load my neighborhoods with that much hood deco.
Mm-hmm. It's actually gorgeous, but I do not have the patience for this.
Yeah, this is like 15 years work of work. And I recently learned how to light up some hood deco, so like this is really fun for me to try to like pimp out my city with the lights. So yeah, thank you. So yeah, in tab mode, like, so I was just like, you can go down with the queue. Like I said in the shortcuts, you can get real down in here and take pictures. And I'll take that picture. And it's also good to like just tour your city if you just want to go on a tour of your city.
Yeah.
But yeah, or you can raise it and do like these kind of wide shots. Here's this me zooming out with the minus button. Kind of gets a little fisheyed. And there's I also linked in that document Lesyasun. I don't know how to say it. Lesyasun. They have a graphics guide with stuff like skyboxes and horizons and stuff like that. Like if you want to really get into hood view like graphics.
Yeah, like really just decorate your hood.
Exactly. So yeah, you can any lot that is like playable is gonna look crunchy, and that's just kind of the way The Sims 2 is. There's not really any helping it. I know that Lazy Duchess has a lot imposter fix on the RPC launcher. Again, I don't use that, so I haven't really experimented. Oh, hey, alien.
That's cool.
Yeah, so if you have that power plant, the alien comes around.
Yeah, but if you have sync flashing, do not use the improved lot imposters.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what deterred me from using it. I actually, when I tried it, it was still in beta, and it was like last summer, so it might have improved since then. I ended up getting a more pink flashing than I did before, so I was like, I'd rather have it crashed. No, it crashed a lot more for me personally, and I know it helps a lot of people. So I'm not saying don't get it. I think I'm one of the outliers on that it just didn't work. I'm gonna take a picture of this, and I'll show you how.
That's great composition.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. So composition wise, the basics are your foreground, your midground, and your background. So right here, this building over in the left corner is kind of my foreground. The rest of the cities, the midground, and the mountains over yonder are the background. So it's just a good think in thirds here. So yeah, just stuff like that. Well, not like that, but if you want the picture like that, yeah, I'm gonna turn the lights back on. That's the daytime. So yeah, before I lit up my city, we did I did pictures like that. But what I do to make them kind of better, I just throw them in. There's this online thing called Be Funky. You can do this with Photoshop. This is just totally unnecessary on my part. It's a web browser, but I'll throw it into this web browser editor called Be Funky and just throw some filters on it and then do a slight cartoon filter, and so it kind of smooths out the pixels on those playable lots. And I know because I know Nikki had asked me about that, and that's how I do it. And I can show you an example when I get back out of game. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do posing and freezer clocking. Let's find. Oh, I'll go back into her house, and then I'll teleport people in because she lives alone, right? So I'm just gonna have her interact.
Oh, okay. And then you just use Sim Blender to make them selectable, or?
Yep, that's my doing it. I know, again, there's other ways you can there's a teleportation cat, there's Sim Manipulator, which you can make Sim selectable, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I have Sim Blender. But I have two. I have old school Inseminator and I have Sim Blender.
Mm-hmm. So Sim Blender, I have that linked. That's in my cocktail of mods. That's just in MISC. I'm gonna teleport in family pictures. People like family pictures. We're gonna teleport in her kids. I'm gonna enable the summon menu, and then I'm gonna summon. Oh shoot, where are her kids at? They're in uni.
In comments, Milk says, "Is she in a lot?" Venanorca said, "No, hood view." And Furby Q says, "Your city is absolutely stunning."
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was hood view. Currently I'm in lot view. I'm trying to find her kids. I mean, if all else fails, I'll find some random people that are her kids and just say that. He can be her kid. This is a fake family picture.
Fake kids.
Because I can't be bothered to go find the houses that they live in because they're in uni, and so they're in different named houses.
Yeah, I have goodness. I tried to keep my neighborhoods to about 200 Sims, and even still, I have trouble remembering which Sims are in which lot, or which Sims moved in with which family, and it's just kind of a pain.
It can get wily. It can get real wily. All right, so did my game? Yeah, my game. Or I left my game. So I'm gonna turn on my cheats again. Move objects on. Snap on. Don't need to bother with some other things because those are in my user startups. I'm gonna grab some of these. Put them on. They look confused. I don't know who these men are. We're just gonna get rid of these mysterious men. The dog's part of the family, so the dog can stay. All right, into the pose box bin we go. Usually pose boxes are going to be in hobbies if they're categorized. A majority of them are in hobbies MISC. You might get some that are in MISC. If you want to recategorize them, you can in Simpy, or however you recategorize stuff, your preferred method.
Or what was William's new tool? The object recategorizer or object organizer or something like that?
I have heard about that. I have not used it, but that does sound very handy. You can also make collections. I should, but I don't. I have 250 pose boxes. I really should be making collections, but I haven't.
Yeah, that when you're at that level, yeah, definitely.
It's just kind of okay. So I'm gonna pull out some overlay pose boxes, and I have these linked in that document. Overlay pose boxes are really nice because you can subtly tweak things.
Is that Broken Emo Angel?
This is Schizophrenia Studios.
Okay, yeah.
I have that one linked. I don't recognize the one that you just said, but I'm sure it's good.
That's the name of the post box is Schizophrenia, but the creator is Broken Emo Angel.
Interesting, because when I was on Mod the Sims, right, I was trying to like give credit to everybody I was like linking to, like pull their names, and so the one for this it says Schizophrenia Studios as the maker. Unless I just didn't read that right. Maybe I didn't.
Okay, so Fia says, I have a picture-taking collection that I put all my post boxes, backdrops, lighting, etc. in. And then Alex says, after I created new Sims for military and also connection with aliens, now I'm watching here. And Fia says, and yeah, object relocator is awesome. I have so much deco that is deco miscategory, so I have moved.
Oh, nice.
I moved a lot of it into different categories.
I honestly need to do that.
That makes sense.
I honestly need to do that, but I'm like really lazy, and that's my personal flaw. So
I have so much other. That's like the 50th thing on my list.
Yeah. So these right here, not actually not this one. This is an ink pose box. These right here, these three are Dee Dee's like arms, legs, hands overlay boxes. This is Decker Girls. They have facial overlays in that pose box, and then this is Sparkle Sims Scrapyard overlay, and then the Schizophrenia Emo Angel one. There's like legs, arms. I really like doing.
The legs are horribly broken though.
I honestly don't use the legs. The one I use most on this is neck and head. I will use the crap out of the neck and the head on this one because like it's for fine tweaking like romantic poses. Like some of the poses they're like not looking at each other, or like one's taller than the other, and I have to like crane the head back so I can get like a connection. So like they're looking.
Because the original creator articulated it wrong. That's what's frustrating.
Or it's like, or they made the poses for like a stretch skeleton one, or the the normal skeleton sizes 1-on-1. But in my story, maybe the male's taller than the female, so that's why I'll nudge things, or like, tweak them like that. So I'm just gonna make a family pose here. So there's like standing pose, sitting pose, kneeling pose. Let's see what Aang's has here. But before I do that, we're also going to teleport make selectable Alice and teleport make selectable Kane. So now they appear over here. They're not technically moved in. Like as soon as I quit, they pop back to wherever they live. But this is good for storytelling if you don't want to have the hassle of moving Sims in and out. It's pretty good. And then pose boxes. Most of the pose boxes you can have the visiting Sims use. I do have a link to a tutorial I made to enable pose boxes so that visiting Sims can use them. Because I run into some that didn't have that enabled, and I was like, why can't I use this?
Alex asks, what are you doing with your Sims? Oh, you saw it.
Yeah. I have this up like off to the side just in case like I need to see it. Alex, he can't hear, so if he has a question, I'll just answer it here in the in the thing. Thank you. All right, I don't know. Let's see. Now this is a thing, and I know Jason, you have the same complaint. We don't know what these numbers mean. I've worked with a lot of pose boxes enough that I can kind of remember what the numbers are, but best practice is to actually like label what the poses are. Otherwise, you're just doing one start stop. And I know you prefer it just to an end all instead of a stop option, and there's some pose boxes I have that are like that. But honestly, I do like the start and stop because sometimes I mix poses. So if I don't like two poses together, I can click the second one, say stop, and then mix in another one without having to end everything and like redo poses. But that's just a personal technique of mine. That is why
if I have for example, upper and lower body overlays, what I've been doing more recently is I will split the stop into two. So I'll have like stop upper body and stop lower body.
Oh, that's a good technique.
You just overlay a bunch of different poses on. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
a lot of
what's
these are
aggravating is that though. Okay, so you have pose. You pose your sim, and then okay, you pose like 3 more sims, and then like, no, I don't like that pose. Then you have to go back into the menu and remember, was this pose 3 or pose 7, and then stop it. Whereas if you just have a stop all, then you don't have to mess with it. You just stop, and the sim stops animation.
Usually that's what I use the snap reset for, which is why I like this. Like I'll like these snap resets just to get rid of, if I don't remember a pose, I tended to, puppeteer my sim in. I'll just put a snap reset if I don't remember the pose. But I can usually do a good job of remembering the poses, but that's just my memory doing its thing. So we're just gonna give her this handsome sit. And the Shift Anything mod by Lemaire, this is not a shiftable OMSP. This is a walkthrough block that is not usually shiftable, but since I have that Lemaire Shift Anything, she can go anywhere on that.
Nikki says Goats Kickin' has a tutorial on how to do that. I can't link it while recording, but it exists out there in the simpler world. But then Grid says, "Oh, I'd like to. I'll remind you to link it afterward if you like." And Nikki says,
"Oh, good, but thank you, Nikki.
Bed. I'll link it. No worries." And then Fia says, "I didn't know you could shift walkthrough blocks."
So you can't. I have the shift everything.
She has shift everything.
I have the shift everything mod by Lemaire. I put that in the document as a recommended mod because it does away with the need for shiftable OMSPs. Oh, good. Yeah. All right. So here's the modified freezer clock. Again, if you have a visiting sim, it made like visiting through the sim blender, it grays out. So that's why I linked my modified one in there. And if it's like just going into SimP and making it available to visiting sims. So
yeah, you just in the T tab, you click like one checkbox and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just click the one that says visitor.
All right. So as you can see, I put a facial overlay so she looks a little bit happy about this family photo. And she started moving her head because she's like, I don't know, paying attention to these people. So what I do in that case is I'll just flip her around and then she'll, turn her head back because she still wants to look at them. So yay for that.
Oh, and sorry to steal your thunder, but I was going to say, I mean, I like Goats Kickin's tutorial about relabeling the poses, but basically all it says is go into the game, play the pose, and make a note of it, and then go into SimPE and change it in the TTAS.
So what is this tutorial by that person?
She's basically talking about, like, if you have poses in foreign languages, or you have poses that are they're just labeled lazily, pose 1, pose 2,
okay.
Then the way to fix that is to go into the game, play the pose, see what happens with it, and relabel. I mean, it's good advice, but it's
interesting.
Kind of reiterating the obvious.
Well, a tutorial is a tutorial, and there are a lot of people that don't know anything about it. So
I didn't know about that.
I'm of a mind.
I had no idea.
There's people that don't know how to clear their cache in SimPE. Someone told
me
that, and then I posted it, and a bunch of people were like, "I didn't even know you could do that." I'm like, "Yeah." So like the obvious is not obvious for everyone. Which
that's
is why I
love
true. Tutorials, yeah, of any nature.
No, he looks too bored, so I'm not doing that. So again, these are just a lot of them are numbered.
Okay. Sorry, getting a lot of comments. Fia says to post sims on furniture, I used to have to use OMSPs and and it's a pain when you have to adjust them and move the furniture to move the OMSP.
Oh.
Grid says shift everything is a game changer. It's the most must-have mod since the sensor blur remover.
Dude.
Alex says, wow, are there any pose boxes for alien space? Alex, check out my blog. Fia says, yes, I have 200 plus pose boxes myself. FurbyQ says, I have quite a few also. Ben and Orchid says, yep, I have like 1 million in offshore Switzerland account.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually moving these people in because they are trying to leave. And sometimes Sims do that. They try to leave. And I'm like, no, you're part of the family now, but I'm just going to quit, right? I'm going to quit after this. So it's not saving it. My cat is really meowing right now. Kitty, stop.
The calico or the black and white?
The calico. She has like a princess meow. Yeah. Okay, so I just moved them in so they can stop trying to leave. Stop trying to flee this fake family, guys. All right, so I was sitting grounds. Let's try that. Wait, is he still trying to leave? Dang it, he's still trying to leave. One moment. I'm gonna reset him. So he stops trying to do that. And she's not in danger of fleeing, so she's good. Back to this. Sorry, this is like, par for the course. Not everything goes as you want it in these tutorials. I don't want him to sit in a chair. Try this pose. There he goes.
Posing is a pain, especially if you're using multiple
Sims
overlays.
Oh yeah, and like these,
if you're stacking like 4 or 5 overlays, you get one wrong, and you have to start all over again.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Yeah. Then things turn pink, and it's like,
Yeah.
So right now I have them frozen. By the way, hot tip: if you have pets and all your Sims are frozen, the pets will immediately get taken away. But again, I'm not saving. I'm just gonna quit so the dogs they can get taken away. I don't really care because that's not reality in this game. Same thing with children or babies. If you're like doing a romantic pose with their parents and you freeze them, the game doesn't think they're there. So the social worker comes and takes away the baby. Just to know, don't freak out. Just save without quitting if that happens. That's like a hot tip I've learned. Also, if you freeze them, you can't like change clothes once they're frozen. Because again, the game doesn't think they're there. I'm just gonna go do a basic female stand. Look at that. That's that's just a family pose.
Family pick.
All right, now this is where I'm like, hey, graphics, are you gonna cooperate with me in my game personally? And I'm gonna up the texture. I'm gonna freeze this one right here just so she doesn't look around. And you know what? If I don't like you see her hands clipping like that, maybe I don't like that. So I'm gonna unfreeze her and then I'm gonna go to these overlays. So this is Sparkle Sims Scrapyard. I'm gonna go to self, arms. I don't know. And Sparkle Sims has some great options here. I don't know if any are appropriate for flip off.
Probably don't want to do that in a family pick.
No, definitely not. So I could do a snap reset, but I still like that pose. So I'm just gonna go to the self self arms, flip off.
That's actually a very accurate picture. Angsty teen.
She is angsty teen. She could do both. This has both flip offs. She could do a right. I know this is kind of not appropriate, but flip off left. Sorry, I'm having fun. And I can have her like do a mean face, right? So I'm gonna do an anger and a neutral.
Yeah, she's just mean mugging behind grandma there.
Oh my god.
Oh wait till Gran sees the picture.
This is what everybody missed. All right, so I'm gonna freeze her. The dogs are gonna come taken away pretty much immediately. But I do have my picture, and I have these boxes. You can move them behind a thing or into the foundation. Just off
out
screen.
Of the shot somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to R, tab, and then right here you see the walls. This is where that home up everything looks good, and I'm gonna pull it down.
That's a good tip. I didn't know about that one.
This dog's thinking is in the way, so bye. You can go over here and think. Again, I should have did a camera angle, but I guess I wasn't, satisfied. But I could have done a camera angle.
If you want go into free camera mode and frame it.
If you want to stop dogs and others from showing thought balloons, you have to do the show headlines off.
That's true. Thank you. I forgot to re-put in that. I should just put that in my user startup. But I do play a lot. I don't just take pictures, so I sometimes would like the pop-ups.
You actually need the balloons.
Oh, you got a couple of pose boxes in your frame still.
True, but that's all over on the side. I also have all my Discord people over there, so I'm gonna be trimming that anyway. I have an ultra wide personally, and I don't ever use the whole screen. I usually chop it to about 2100 pixels wide. I think an ultra wide's like 20.
Yeah, I have a little like a little jig in my photo editing folder. It trims it from ultra wide to like the 4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah,
like it goes to 1200 by 900, I think.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, cropping is another part of photo editing I usually incorporate. So you see how like her butt's floating? I can't really get her any lower. So this is where like camera angles kind of matter. So like if I go up a little bit, you wouldn't know she's really that floating like that. But then again, you wouldn't get Alice's like scowl here. I could do that, and that looks pretty normal. Like she's not floating. So there is like a trick to doing your camera. So I'm just gonna take a picture like that. And there's
just so.
And that's just a straight on stuff. Usually like if I'm storyboarding a story and there's like other poses being used, like romantic poses, I'll like go up and like get up all in their faces, I'll like go under their chins, like I'm just all over the place. But family pictures are pretty just straight on, like hi.
You might get 3 or 4 angles of the same pose, and then decide which one you like best when you go back into editing.
Oh, this is something I've been doing lately. I'll just do this really quick. I'm just gonna go unfreeze them all, not the dog. By the way, if you get like 2 selected, just go into build or buy mode, and then go back out, and it'll just be selecting one. So I'm gonna unfreeze all of these.
Press spacebar. If you press spacebar, it switches from Sims, and it.
Yeah. Thank you. That's actually a really good tip I didn't know about. This is why I had this workshop, because I knew there was picture takers in here that had solution.
I do a comic. Trust me, this is a nightmare for me.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to go in build and buy mode. You just do spacebar. Awesome.
My solution was always to have a third sim, so.
Different.
Yeah,
different ways.
But yeah, just have someone off screen. For example, I use a lot of I'll pose them around the campfire, and if your Sims are already posed, you need someone to light the campfire.
Yep. So that's another thing I'll do. I'll import in a Sim to like do this like serve like this like what are they called in like theater, like techie work.
Just have someone to be off screen, essentially.
Yeah, like I'll do that for opening doors. Like if both my Sims are frozen and I need an open door or in the background, I'll have like a third Sim walk through the door and then grab them and move them so that the door's open.
Grid says stagehands. Yes, and that's exactly what
basically
they are. That's the word I was looking for.
All right, so I don't know, for the let's say I just want her posed, but I want her shoes. So this is where you could go in and take this outfit and remove the shoes. Like if you were doing a story where she's like lounging on the couch on a Saturday, but you want her to like wear this, and you are like so focused on the detail where like you want consistency, like what is it, like there's a word for it, not consistency but continuity. So instead of going and making an outfit and like cluttering my CC in, what I'll do is I'll pose her. Let me go find a lounging pose. I guess that's good enough. Oh man, this couch doesn't have. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it needed like arms. So let's say. Oh wow, she's like really sinking to that couch. So this is where I get really into detail, and I'm like, eh. And I play around the shift thing.
Yeah, because you don't want her to automatically pop into the couch's slot.
Yeah, and I don't want her to automatically pop in the couch's slot either. And this angle makes it look okay, but like, if I go down, her arm is not on that sofa, but it kind of looks like it's on that sofa at this angle. So, I'm good. I'm good with it. So what I'll do is if I want her, so I'll take, this is where the camera angles thing comes in good. I'm going to do a Control-6 here. So I save that camera angle. So, if I go back out, go back in, get my 6, get my camera angle. I'm going to take a picture of this. Actually, I'm going to redo this. 6, take a picture. I'm also going to, so this is where so I want her shoes off, right? So I'm going to do appearance. Her name's Alice, and I'm going to do clothing, and I'm going to do underwear. So basically, I get her with her shoes off. Oh, fuck! She didn't pink on me. This is what I don't like. Bull pro.
Damn, what happened?
Now she's pink. Wow. You know what I'm gonna do? No, I'm not gonna save. See, this is like the tiny little crevice of my method that doesn't work out because she's moved in. I can't save because she will live here now. So I'm just gonna try it again.
Page up and page down. Sometimes that resets them. I don't know.
Oh. Like
going up a floor and then down a floor. No. Okay. We'll put her in live mode and then do page up, page down. That's usually what happens to me.
Okay.
What if you delete the sim and then spawn her back?
Never mind.
Would she still be pink?
She's part of the family now, so if I delete her, can I still spawn her back? I don't know if I can fish her back if she's part of the family. If I hadn't added her to the family, because she was trying to leave earlier, so that's why I grabbed her. So I'm just gonna go back to neighborhood and said no.
Oh, everything is pink.
Yeah.
But if you go to the neighborhood without saving, then you no longer have your camera angle.
It's true, but I was just going to put her back into a pose. I didn't really care about that pose. Like, I can do another pose, and I remembered which pose it was. It was like the boy box 3 sitting.
Oh, okay.
This is what takes up my time.
I think the camera angle stays. Try it. I think the camera angle stays. Try it.
Even if you didn't save, we can try it. We'll see.
I think it stays.
Let's see. Tab 6. No, it did not save.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to save. You have to save the lot to do the camera angles. Oh, here we are again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. So what you can do, I had all those pose boxes and all that, and the sim blender and everything. What you can do is you can prep for a story by taking out all the stuff you need before, the point of saving before you don't want to save anymore, like teleporting sims in and making them, adding to the family. So I could take out the pose boxes I want and everything, so I don't have to do it again. But I know which ones I want, so it doesn't take that long. It was the boys' pose box. This is why I need collections, because too many pose boxes. And I'm gonna teleport in Alice. There she is.
Fia says, I have a mod called Control the Sim, and you can make the sim playable and then just select stop controlling the Sims when you're done, so you don't have to add them to the family. It's on MTS. Let me see if I can find the link.
Mm-hmm. So that's another method. Yeah.
Dolphin something. That's the one that I use. And Fia posted the link. Fia, if you could please share that in the workshop thread or the tool shed. Because the voice workshop links are not accessible after we stop streaming.
What was I gonna say? Do you know if that mod conflicts with anything? Because I haven't pulled the trigger on getting that mod. I did because sometimes I don't know if it's
redundant. Because SimBlender already does that.
It's true. It saves a little bit of time if you don't have to tell maybe it's the same amount of clicks. I don't know.
No, it's true. Simba has it, but the control this mod, it's like a gussy up. It's in the sim.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of gussy up. Speaking of gussy up, that is something. So there's the original Christian Love mod, and this is gussy up's great for like regular play, or if you're like styling extras like for the backgrounds of your stories. The original is it's not enabled for seasons, so if you have Sims with coats that you need changed, that's not going to work. And it cycles through everything, which is kind of annoying because I think it makes you buy like all the underwear and the formal and yada yada. Midge the Tree updated the Christian Love mod, which I have linked. It does cycle through everything, but outerwear is included. And then there's another modified Christian Love Gussy Up made by Lingering Willix. They shared on Reddit a while ago. It makes it so you don't have to cycle through. Like you can get directly just buy everyday clothes. You can directly just like plan swimwear. Like you don't have to cycle through, which I really like. The only drawback, and maybe we can discuss this in the Discord, is you no longer can do gussy up facial or planning outfits on NPCs like the bartender, the maid, or like those kinds, like bartenders, baristas, professors. Like I know with the older versions, like the Midge the Tree and the original Christian Love, you could do that, but you can't on the new one. So it's kind of like pick your drawback if you want to use the gussy up. I currently have the Lingering Willix in because I do like quick outfit changes. So for example, this gussy up, I can just buy an everyday outfit. I don't have to cycle through. Very nice. And there's might be other mods you use to do this. Like there's a wardrobe wrangler. I don't know if that does it. I personally don't have that. That might be one that does kind of the same thing. And I don't know if you can. I don't think you can use both the sim gussy ups at the same time because I think they are the same object. So I'm just
I think they have the same GID.
Yeah. So
in the comments, in the comments, Fia says, I did, however, have a conflict when I tried to use SimBlender and Sim Manipulator at the same time. It made cheats not work for some reason. Then Alex says, I use SimBlender and Sim Manipulator, but I don't find any problem yet. Nikki says, I think Sim Manipulator has to load last. And Fia says, yeah, other people told me they use both.
Interesting. So again, it's like a mileage may vary on that. So as you see, I just used Gussy Up mod and I could just change your outfit. I used
SimBlender, I think.
I use SimBlender. So yeah, I only have SimBlender out of all those manipulation type tools.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen the need to get the other ones, and I don't want conflicts. Conflicts. It's just so exhausting finding all the conflicts. So as you can see, I used Gussy Up, and I just bought her some clothes and changed her clothes there. So I'm going to do a sit chair pose 3. Okay, that's good enough. She's already up, but yeah, her hips clip in. So it would be prudent to put her on the walkthrough block.
Yeah.
And then she could sit in the middle of the couch if she wanted. And with the shift anything, she can, not be clipping. So back to this thing I was trying to do before pink happened. And I should make that invisible. because that's not good practice to have your block showing in pictures.
You're trying to get her in frame and then set a camera angle.
Yes. It's kind of a tight angle. Maybe this isn't the best place for her. Let's try. Oh. For some reason, I thought this was selected. That's a very bright carpet. I don't want that in my picture. So. All right, I'm going to set a camera angle. I'm going to do a Control-6. Take a picture. And now we're going to cross our fingers. Oh, why'd she move like that? She moved. She jumped. So I'm going to do that again. Because if I do what I'm trying to do, it's not going to match up. I'm going to take a picture again here. All right, she didn't pop up that time. Let's go to appearance, Alice, clothing, underwear. So now she has feet. Her feet are off. So this is where I'm just like, I don't want her shoes.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do,
I get it.
Yes, I'm going to go back to that camera angle, take a picture. So I'm going to leave now. I don't need anything else. No, I'm not saving.
I get it.
Yep.
And then you basically splice them together.
Yep. Instead of making a whole new outfit. And this is good for like things that clip as well, that you can't move the right way. It will it helps with that too, like taking objects out of the screenshot and just using, like, if it's like a hand clipping into a shoulder in like a couple's pose, you just take the one person out and just get their hand, and then you can splice it. So I'm going to take the barefoot one. No, I'm going to take the clothed one and go paste it here, right? So we have that exactly on each other. And then this is where layer masks come in nicely. I'm going to put a layer mask on the top one. When it's masking, and Fia covered this in the hair texture one. So if you have black, if you paint something black, it removes it, like in alpha. It doesn't show it. So what I'm going to do is make that a little bit bigger.
Right.
And look,
it's not as destructive as if you were just to use a marquee tool and zing it off. You can actually go back and make, like, hide layer mask or whatever. You don't destroy that part of the image.
Yeah. So yeah, and I just prefer to do a layer mask. It's a very great tool. So yeah, now I'm just gonna crop. And there you get Alice lounging around on a Saturday in her loungy things, and she doesn't have her shoes on. So that's another technique I've been using a lot lately for my storytelling. At this point,
says, "Oh yeah, I did something like that with the Sim's facial expression. I didn't want her eyes closed, so I took screen caps of two different expressions."
Yeah.
Spacey Physicist says, "Oh my god, this is a game changer. I've done so many pictures like that in a much harder way." Alex says, "Nice wallpaper." Nikki says, "That's so cool." Nika Sim says, "This is fantastic." And Digi says, "Oh yeah, the same method I used to make expressions for my Sims too."
Nice. Yeah, I remember Digi saying they blended their faces, and I was complimenting Digi earlier on the previews because they look fantastic. Like, they are very high quality, very well done. So yeah, we all have our different methods of doing that and our different tricks. So I just wanted to share this because this is good for storytelling. So you don't have to go make outfits without shoes, and then you have like outfits with shoes, outfits without shoes, that stuff just cluttering up. You can just do Photoshop magic. So
yeah, it really takes up a lot of real estate in your downloads folder.
Yeah. So this is that Be Funky thing. I'm gonna edit a photo. One sec. I have a naughty photo, so I'm not sharing my screen for that.
Yeah, that's fine. Gotta keep it family
friendly.
friendly.
Gotta keep it family friendly.
We actually had a discussion about that because a while ago, just one of the pop-up streams, someone accidentally streamed something that shouldn't have been streamed, but the idea got shot down because it would, if we were to add a voice channel like in the behind the adult wall, it would probably create more problems than it fixed.
That makes sense. So here's my city picture, which it's fine in itself, but I was going to show, I do like, this is that browser to be funky. It has like free filters. I know this is like weird. I pay for the premium because it's like $4 a month, which is pretty good. Like that's like 40-ish.
Yeah, not bad if you
and I use it a lot. Like I use this probably more than Photoshop just because I can like quickly open and like throw on a filter and do some stuff. Like you can crop, blur, effects. Like they have like these effects that I like. So I'll just like, and you can adjust them. So this is what I do. I go to like digital art and then I do one of these and I just take it down and it just smooths out. This is because Nikki had asked about this. I go to like 10%. See, it's just kind of more smooth and clear when I do that. So if you want to like, make your hood view clear, Nikki, like that's just something I do. I don't know if that's a premium filter or not, but that's how I do it. You could probably achieve the same effect in Photoshop. Maybe like a blur or like maybe a outline filter.
Yeah, I'll have to play around with them because like I'm almost afraid of that stuff. Like I'm gonna lose the picture, but it's just paranoia. So, but yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, I know that there's like other online browser editors. They're like maybe Canva or.
I was using like Photos. I am using Photoscape, not was, but I am using Photoscape for like previews and stuff. But I'm also using it for like my storytelling or not storytelling really, but it's more like just gameplay photos. And I feel like I could be doing better with them, but it's all for fun. So
yeah. It's just fun to mess around with pictures.